jury on the issue joined in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield defendant find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder of Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield as part of the same act or transaction.
We are staying on top of major breaking news here at 6 o'clock. The jury giving an across-the-board guilty verdict in the au pair affair murder trial. Good evening to you. I'm Scott Thuman. For weeks, 7 News has been in the Fairfax County courtroom giving you the minute-by-minute updates on this case that has drawn international attention. Brendan Banfield killed his wife and another man, lured to the house as part of a staged home invasion, all while the couple's 4-year-old child was in another room. Prosecutors say he made the plan with the family's au pair so they could be together. And within the last hour, a judge reading that guilty verdict of murder, among other charges. Our Christian Flores was there. He joins us now live. Christian, Banfield now faces a life sentence.
Yeah, it took the jury less than 9 hours of deliberation after a 3-week trial to send Brendan Banfield to prison for the rest of his life. That's the minimum sentence for aggravated murder. Now, after that first guilty verdict was read aloud, you could actually hear an audible sigh of relief from Christine Banfield's family. Christine Banfield is Brendan Banfield's wife. He is now convicted of murdering. Now, Joe Ryan, the other man he's convicted of murdering, his family was not in the courtroom, and we did not get any sort of comment from victim's family. Brendan Banfield's family also not commenting. And I mentioned some of these emotions. We did not see any of that emotion from Brendan Banfield himself. That was something that a lot of people were pointing out as he took the stand and testified to his own defense. I want to break down the charges that he's convicted of a little bit further. He was convicted of aggravated murder of Christine Banfield and Joe Ryan within 3 years of each other, aggravated murder of Christine Banfield and Joe Ryan in the same act, and as well as use of a firearm in commission of a murder, as well as child endangerment. You mentioned their 4-year-old daughter. She was locked in the basement as these killings were going on. And we just heard from the Fairfax County top prosecutor here, Steve Descano. He reminded folks about that daughter, what she faces with her mother now killed and her father now going to be in prison for the rest of his life. Take a listen.
What do you say to a child in that situation? You know, I don't know if I have a message for her, but I have a hope for her. I have a hope that she spends the rest of her life with people who love her and know that there were people in this world who loved her. And I hope that she always carries that in her heart.
Now, Brendan Banfield's sentencing is set for May 8th, but really that's a formality. In Virginia, it's a mandatory life in prison for aggravated murder. Now, the au pair in this case, she pleaded down to manslaughter. Her sentencing is February 13th. That's the end of next week. Now, she could essentially walk with time served, but she could also face up to 10 years in prison if the judge so decides. Reporting live outside Fairfax County Courthouse, Christian Flores, 7 News.